Big driver license change for international students visa holders. New road safety regulations in Victoria could leave many temporary visa holders, including foreign students, unable to drive using their overseas license if they do not get a local driver license within 6 months of moving to the state. Before going further into the topic, please watch this video till the end and do not forget to subscribe to my channel below. New driving laws that came into effect on 29 November make it mandatory for all visa holders, including international students, to get a Victorian driver's license within 6 months of moving to the state in order to be able to continue driving on the state's roads. According to the new Victorian road safety laws, overseas driver license holders, regardless of their visa status, have to convert the license to a local license within 6 months of their taking up residency in Victoria. Before the new law was implemented, temporary visa holders were allowed to drive on their overseas license until they got their permanent residency, and those with permanent visa had 6 months since first arriving in Australia to get a local license. Temporary visa holders who are already living in Victoria and haven't yet converted their license have 6 months from 29th of October 2019 to do so. Interstate drivers and those from 26 recognized countries who are eligible to convert their licenses to Victorian license without driving test also have 6 months to do so. If they fail to do this and continue to drive, they are driving unlicensed, which is a serious offense. Employers will also need to make sure that drivers they employ with international licenses have not been residing here for more than 6 months. If they do not check this, they could be committing a serious offense by allowing an unlicensed person to drive. The aim of the new regulations is to ensure that drivers have the know-how, competence and experience to drive on Victorian roads safely, though the government says international drivers were likely less involved in high-risk driving behaviors like drink driving and speeding than Victorian drivers. Some other changes in the regulations aimed at addressing some of this dangerous road behavior also commence on 29th of October. A 12-month good behavior bond has been introduced that will be breached by a serious driving offense such as excessive speeding and drink or drug driving, resulting in suspension or cancellation even if it doesn't incur demerit points. Overseas drivers, when using overseas license to drive in Victoria, all the road rules and laws apply to you. It's also important to keep in mind that your overseas license needs to be current and valid. If your overseas license is in a language other than English, you also need to carry an English translation or international driving permit whenever you drive. Some important questions will be, can I use an international driving permit? Yes, as long as it's carried with your overseas license from the same country as your license in compliance with the United Nations Convention for International Driving Permits in English. Can I use my overseas learner permit? Yes, if you are supervised by a full driver license holder who is authorized to drive the category of that vehicle in Victoria, who is also sitting beside you. How to get your Victorian driver license? Step 1. Check if you're eligible. First, the department will check over your overseas license to see if your driving experience is valid. What type of license will I get? Depending on your age, how long you've been driving, you will be either getting a full or probationary license. If you are 22 years or older and you have had your overseas license for less than 3 years, you will get a P2 license. 3 years or more since your 18th birthday, you will get a full license. If you are between 21 and 22 years old, you will get a P2 license. If you're between 18 and 21 years old and you have your overseas license for less than 1 year, you will get a P1 license. 1 year or more since your 18th birthday, you will get a P2 license. If you're under 18 years old, you won't be able to get a Victorian driver's license regardless of how long you've been driving overseas. Who can get a license here? You cannot get a Victorian driver's license if your overseas license is suspended, disqualified or cancelled. Step 2, check your overseas license is recognized. Your license is recognized if it's from any of those eligible countries. This means you do not need to take the test. However, you will still need to make an appointment with the department to change over to a Victorian license. If you're under 25 years old and your driver experience is recognized, you still need to take the test. If you are from New Zealand and have a current driver's license, you will also need to make appointments at Vic Road's Customer Service Center to take the 3 tests, which is the road law test, the knowledge test, and the hazard perception test. Step 3, make an appointment. You can make a booking and pay the appointment fee online by calling 131171 and pay by Visa or MasterCard at the Vic Road's Customer Service Center, and pay by Visa, MasterCard, check, FPOS, or by cash. Step 4, get ready for your appointment. Bring your evidence of identity documents, current overseas driver's license in English. If this isn't in English, you will need an English translation or an international driving permit. Completed license or learner permit application form, driver's license or permit fee. If you don't have your overseas license, bring a letter from your country's driver's licensing authority confirming your overseas license details, or your country's consul in Australia who have confirmed your overseas license with your country's licensing authority. So viewers, hope you liked my short video today. Feel free to comment and ask any further questions if you have in mind. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel below. Stay safe and take care of yourself. Until then, ciao.